The cats are watching the snow. Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the lucky ferals. It is 7:26 a.m. and the cats are eating their breakfast. The other cats are all eating downstairs, and Boo did not want to go downstairs, so I gave him his food in the kitchen, and he's eating his food. Today he's having a reconstituted rabbit nugget on top of the homemade raw food, because I know he really likes those. And the cats are having the same thing that they had yesterday, the homemade raw food with the Nature's Variety Instinct Raw chicken bites on top. I just refilled all of the water bowls in the house, and the whole time Boo did not eat, but he just kind of followed me around. And I was like, okay, Boo, whatever. And I know these cats get distracted sometimes. If there's too much activity going on while they're fed, they don't eat. So that's what I figured it was. So I came back in the kitchen and I moved Boo's plate over, so it's not so much under the table and in the way. And he was still not eating. And what he does is he looks at my hands. And I was like, why is he looking at my hands? And then I remembered. So I got one of the Nature's Variety Instinct freeze-dried raw bites. And I showed it to him. And he watched me crush it on top of his food. And as I was crushing it on top of his food, he started stretching in anticipation. And I knew then he was going to eat it. So that's what I did. I crushed one of those little bites on top of his food, and now he's eating it. But that's what Boo does. Like, he waits, and then he stares at me. And when he stares at my hands, like when he looks at my hands, he's looking for me to put something more on his food. So I gave Boo a reconstituted freeze-dried rabbit nugget because that was his favorite. And I figured this would be a home run. He would love this meal. And he's not eating it. All of a sudden, rabbit is not his favorite. Okay, so I was just playing with Boo for a little bit. He's been going crazy over this crinkle ball. But he ate some breakfast not too long ago. So I don't really want to play with him too much because I don't want him jiggling his stomach around. But he loves this crinkle ball. Every now and then, Boo will find a toy in the house, and he just loves it for a while. It is 10:36 a.m. right now. I went outside, and Hydrox was laying in the sun by the house, and when he saw me, he meowed and started walking over to me. Now, he only started walking over to me. He walks about 5 feet toward me, and then he sits down. There he is now. And so when he sat down, I said, okay, Hydrox, what do you want? You want some food? So I came back inside, and I just gave him half of a can of food along with some crunchies and some fresh water. And for some reason, when I did that, he then walked to the other side of the patio, and he was just waiting there. And instead of eating his food right now, he's sitting here at the bottom of the steps just staring at me. I don't know if he doesn't realize the food is in the Thermo Kitty Cafe or what, or if he wants more crunchies. So I am going to take a handful of crunchies out to him and put him in the food. Hydrox is so much like Boo. It is like crazy. So I just grabbed a handful of crunchies and I went back outside, and Hydrox moved over, like he moved over to here. And I walked over to the Kitty Cafe and I dropped the crunchies in very slowly so he could kind of hear them clank against the stainless steel bowl. And once I did that, then he was happy. And then he decided he's going to go over and eat. I mean, it's like crazy. And he did meow at me while I was doing that. So Hydrox is starting to become talkative, and he's starting to actively want to communicate with me. And what do you think about this, Splash? What do you have to say about the situation, huh? Do you like Hydrox? Is he your friend? Something else that I wanted to mention today was the fact that Stella has been downstairs sitting on top of the cat tower all morning. Like, instead of upstairs, She didn't even come up after I got out of the shower or anything. And when she was sitting on top of the cat tower, I remember thinking, oh, I wonder if she's talking to Hydrox. I wonder if Hydrox is out there. And sure enough, Hydrox was out there, and it appears that Stella was talking to him because the minute he started moving around out there, like when I went outside and he moved away from next to the house, then Stella jumped down from the cat tower and came upstairs. So there's definitely some kind of communication going on between Stella and Hydrox, and it's definitely, nonverbal. We can't hear it. They're not meowing at each other or anything like that, but yeah, they are talking to each other. We also have to remember that Hydrox is potentially Stella's father. So Hydrox is potentially Boo's father. I honestly think Stella and Boo are brother and sister. They're about the same age. They both showed up at the same time. They were always together. Like, I always saw them together. I never saw one without the other. And so that's why I think the two of them are related. And I think Hydrox is potentially their dad. And honestly, for all we know, Hydrox could even be their mom. If Hydrox is female, Hydrox could be their mom. Although Hydrox to me looks like a male cat, we are not 100% certain with that at all. I think it is like 9:40 p.m. and I just got home. The cats are all hungry. Are you hungry, Stella? You want some dinner? One thing I have to mention is that when Stella walks with determination. Like, she just walked over to me, like, determined to get dinner. And, like, other times, like, she'll walk around determined to do something. She's the only cat that walks around with determination. Right now, it is like 11:45 p.m. I'm really tired. I had a super long day. And I'm going to give the cats some crunchies. Even though they had a very late dinner, they still want some crunchies. And this is what I'm doing. I'm using cupcake wrappers. I just want to see how these work as little crunchy plates. Boo's eating his crunchies. Stella is eating Splash's crunchies. Simba's just sitting here like, what's going on? Okay, so nobody wants to eat their crunchies out of cupcake wrappers. Nobody's touching their crunchies. Oh my gosh. So I took the crunchies off of the cupcake wrappers and I put them on their daisy plates, which they love. And now Simba is going to eat some. Splash is just kind of hanging out with his. And Stella wants hers on a scratch and roll. Although she might not eat it. This is the cat grass. The cats have been doing a really good job keeping it trimmed down. See? There's very little green on it. The cats are eating their breakfast. They have some of the homemade raw food. And then they have the Nature's Variety Instinct raw chicken bites. I kind of mixed everything together today. And there's water. And Boo has homemade raw food with some of the freeze-dried chicken bites and some veg and field treats. He loves this, but he doesn't want to eat it. He wants me to put crunchies on it, and he's looking at what the other cats got, and he thinks that they got something better. Right, Boo? You're waiting for crunchies, aren't you? Are you waiting for crunchies? I dropped a few crunchies on it, and now he's eating it. Watch him only eat the crunchies. I just gave Hydrox food in the Thermo Kitty Cafe. So he's having half of a can of the Nature's Promise turkey and salmon with some crunchies mixed in and some herbs. And on the right hand side we have some warm water. And here's Hydrox. He's been waiting for his food. Yep, he's been meowing at me. Are you hungry, Hydrox? He's been letting me get closer to him also. Like, I don't want to freak him out, but... Come on, Hydrox, we're going to eat. I just came inside. And there goes Hydrox. He's going to check out the food. We'll see if he eats it. He might eat a little bit and then walk away and then come back to it. I think that's what he's been doing lately. There's still some dry food in the automatic feeder, so there's plenty of food for him. So the situation today is that this afternoon, early afternoon, it is supposed to start kind of snowing, sleeting, raining, just frozen mix. And that is supposed to continue all the way through tomorrow morning. So it's not going to be nice. I just did a bunch of stuff outside that needed to get done. There was actually a pot of herbs out on the patio that was still growing really nice. They were all green. It was like oregano and parsley and stuff. So I put that in the greenhouse. And this is my first like full winter with the greenhouse. So I'm curious to see how plants are doing in there. Like right now, lettuce is growing fine. Lettuce is a cold weather crop. There's some radishes growing in there, but I never have luck with radishes. Like the greens grow really good, but I never get an actual radish to form. So I have to look into that. I also have a geranium in there and a begonia in there, and they usually die for me because I usually keep them outside, and I just want to see if they overwinter in the greenhouse. I don't know if they will or not. I know like during the day when the sun is out that the greenhouse definitely stays above freezing, and I know at night with the Christmas lights on the greenhouse stays above freezing. So I'm still in experimental mode with the greenhouse. There's also some strawberry plants in there. And the strawberry plants, I mean, they grew okay this past year, but there weren't any strawberries on them really. So I just want to see what happens with those. And yeah, it's just an experiment. It is 10:20 a.m. and right now all of the automatic sprinklers in the backyard are getting blown out for the winter. Boo's all upset because of the noise. They run a generator and a compressor that blows all the sprinklers out, and he doesn't like the noise of it. It is 1:44 p.m. and Boo has been hanging out on his daybed this afternoon. I just got back from the post office. I don't know if you can see it, but it has officially started to snow. So right now it appears to be like sleet or icy rain. I was just outside and I definitely saw snowflakes, but now like it does not sound like snow. It sounds like sleet, like hail. But what I did was I just charged up a bunch of the security cameras. So the security camera that's pointing at the automatic feeder, the battery's been dead for a few days, so I just recharged that. And I recharged another camera that I had outside and I moved it, and I have that pointing at the feral cat shelters under the house just to see if Hydrox is going in and out and what the situation is there. So it'll be interesting. The cat's got a package in the mail, so let's open this and let's see what they got. Boo just woke up from his nap. Ooh, look what they got. It's a case of cat food. It's a case of the Earthborn Holistic Harbor Harvest Salmon and Whitefish Dinner with vegetables and gravy, holistic food for cats. And I actually just fed a can of this food to Hydrox about an hour ago. I wanted to give him some more food before it started like snowing and raining. So this is great. This says, for the Grandmaster from the Fishy family. My family hopes to be doing this for a long time, supporting you. You are absolutely adored for the way you are and the lessons, the wisdom you impart. Well, thank you so much. This is from Fishy Tautog. Thank you so much for donating food for Hydrox, and I am sure he will enjoy eating this. So Boo is just sitting in the cat tower, and he was like jumping up onto the windows. Hey! I was going to tell you about how Boo was in the cat tower and he was like stretching up on the windows and I couldn't figure out why. Well, it's because he was trying to catch the snow as it's coming down. But then I heard Simba scream in Boo's room, and I came in here. Simba's under the dining room table right now. I think he's going after Boo. He's trying to avenge whatever Boo did to make him scream. Well, at least it appears that Simba is not hurt. He's not nursing any wounds, so. It is definitely snowing right now. And here's Boo watching the snow. He was so excited when it first started snowing. I mean, he was running around the house like a lunatic. It was like everything was crashing down. And now he's settled down into the cat tower. And I guess he's just enjoying the show of all the falling snow. I think Boo is really happy that he's not outside in the snow, right, Boo? I just realized that Boo has now been inside for more than a full year. He came inside last September, not this past September, but the September before. So he's been inside like 13 or 14 months now. Wow, Boo. That's so exciting. There's two birds fighting over the cat food. Now there's more birds. I guess somebody discovered it and they just told all their friends. It's weird to see birds eat cat food. I always think of birds eating like seeds and berries. To see them eating like meat like that. I wonder if there is certain cat food that birds like more than others. Like right now, the cat food out there is fish, so the birds are eating fish. And I think that's, really natural for birds, or a lot of birds. You go to the beach, I always see birds like fishing. And I wonder, the food that's made with chicken, the birds are eating chicken, they're eating another bird. That's like cannibalism. I don't know about that. That's why I'm wondering. But the birds, they like the dry food in the automatic feeder, and the dry food usually has chicken in it. It is 4 p.m. right now, and I did not think we would be getting this much snow at all. I mean, right now it is easily over 2 inches of snow, and I thought we were just going to get a dusting of snow. And I just checked the weather forecast, and they say that it's supposed to accumulate fast but then turn to rain, and overnight just end up being a lot of rain, which will then pretty much wash all the snow away. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that is what actually happens, because I am not ready to go outside and just deal with inches and inches of snow. And this is what the front yard looks like. Almost all of the grass is covered in snow. This is the tree that looked so beautiful just about a week ago. And right now there are no leaves left at all. It's so sad. Simba's sleeping on the bed. He's been taking a nap. I just interrupted him when I walked in the room. Hello, Simba. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, Fluffy boy. Boo's been sleeping on top of the cat tower. Hey, Sims. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, fluffy stuff? I just came downstairs to look where the other cats are, and both Stella and Splash were curled up together in this corner of the couch, like literally curled up together. Like the two of them were like all cuddled up. So when I came down, Stella got up and she just jumped down off of the couch. But Splash is still there. Stella hates it when I film her being all lovey-dovey with Splash. Right, Stella? She's laying on her truck. Okay, I really wish I had the camera running just a minute ago because Stella was here by the back door. I opened it so she could see the snow. And then, then I really opened it. I opened it like a lot. I wanted to see what she would do. And she smelled the air. And then she kind of did what she did right now. She shook herself a lot and then she totally backed away. She definitely does not want to go outside in the cold weather at all. Now Simba, being the adventurous type, he might, take a go at it, but that's not happening. The cats are watching the snow. They don't really care much to watch it anymore because they've seen it so many times. There's a video posted on this channel when the cats saw snow for the first time and they sat by this back door and they watched it for so long. But now they don't really watch it. They'd rather sleep. Simba right now seems to be having a good time watching it though. Stella would rather get some pets. It's 5 p.m. right now, and we've gotten 5 inches of snow. This is absolutely crazy. And I don't know if you could see it, but there are now cat tracks in the snow. So, right here, there's cat tracks. And then if you look over to the right of the feeder, there's some cat tracks that lead to a dry strip that goes along the garage. So to me it appears that Hydrox left the shelter and he walked over to the food and then he walked over to the garage, probably because the automatic feeder dispensed the dry cat food. So he probably walked over to it, ate some, and then it looks like he walked over to the garage because you can see some snow then next to the garage that wouldn't have been there otherwise. And then he probably walked all along that little dry strip or that little non-snowy strip down the length of the garage over to the driveway. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.